right, welcome back for the second half of tonight's RWL Ladies Night Special from Pensacola, Florida. Johnny Bianco, Wally Cardill, and Tex Lynch here. And we've got for more huge matches. 3 of them are championship matches, and in the main event, Dynamite Jeannie Parker must defend the Women's World Championship against Dione the Titaness to defend both the belt and her unprecedented undefeated streak.
What a night, GB.
And we start the second half with a singles exhibition with Brenda Blair facing her toughest challenge yet against former multi-time champion Angie Angel Guns.
And that'd be right after Brenda Blair beat Rockin' Robin in her last match. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Welcome back, fans. This next match, one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from New York City, here's Angie Angel Guns.
As Myron explained it to me, this was a match that had to happen eventually. Brenda Blair has slowly moved her way up the ladder, and that last win over Rockin' Robin has given Brenda just that little extra push to earn her a match against a top-level star like Angie. And on the other side of the argument, Angie believes she can handle Brenda and had invited Brenda Blair to prove how bad she is tonight against her.
And I'll tell you what, she meant it too. That's the Guns family dynasty for you. They say what they mean what they say, they don't pull any punches. Oh man, this is gonna be a great matchup. 2 leather-clad lovelies, as Don Hickson would describe them.
Her opponent, from San Jose, California, Brenda Blair.
She's a regular on Rage, so I don't get to see much of Brenda Blair in person, and I'm looking forward to it. The fact that she secured a match with Angie Angel Guns is actually a pretty big milestone. The win over Rockin' Robin in her last match certainly gave her some serious forward momentum, but now let's see if she can hang with Angie on her level.
Brenda's no new arrival. She's been here before and been to the top. This match is set to be very contentious.
Contentious is the way I like it too. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Well, first time encounter between Angie Angel Guns and Brenda Blair. That's gonna be good for something. Brenda Blair, supremely confident here. Well, here we go. Charles Lucero rings the bell. Angie opens up with a series of shots. Side suplexes Brenda Blair. Brenda catches an overhand right. Angie whips her to the ropes. Drives a knee into the head of Brenda Blair. Down she goes. She was stunned pretty good. There's a stomp to the back. Angie Angel Guns, a former women's international champion, former ladies tag trio champion. Yeah, she's done just about everything. Angie Angel Guns drives a knee into the head of Brenda Blair. Brenda laid out center ring as Angie goes all the way topside. Boom, elbow right across the chest of Brenda Blair. Angie misses with the overhand right. Brenda nails her with a knee. A running knee. Brenda Blair rounds up Angie. Wrist clutch kick to the face. Angie Angel Guns gathered up by Brenda Blair, whipped to the ropes. Angie, quick with the counter, delivers a couple of kicks to the leg of Brenda Blair. Now it's Brenda whipped to the ropes. Angie drives a knee into the head of Brenda Blair. Takes a moment to rally the fans here in Pensacola. Brenda Blair seeing the pretty birdies. Referee having to hold back Angie Angel Guns. Brenda Blair taking the long way home back inside the ring. I think that last knee stunned her pretty good. Brenda back in the ring. Angie locks her up. Elbows to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda with a sleeper hold on Angie, but the ref calling for a break. Angie rolls out to the floor. Brenda Blair goes over the top rope. Human missile. Taking down Angie Angel Guns on the outside. Gouge in the face of Angie Angel Guns. The ref has started the count. Angie pitched towards the barricades near the far corner. Oh man, Brenda Blair putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Angie Angel Guns. On the outside, the ref continues to count. Look at this. Brenda Blair getting just a little bit sadistic on Angie Angel Guns. She's not going to appreciate that too much. Angie shoves her towards the other barricades, delivers a kick to the chest, follows it up with a stomp to the midsection. Angie Angel Guns turns it around. Oh, what a fist drop for Brenda Blair. Oh, man. Angie takes herself back inside. Showing a little bit of that Guns family dynasty thing that she does. But she just makes it her own. Man, Angie Angel Guns with a shot to the back. Whips Brenda Blair to the ropes, ducks under. Here comes Brenda. Grabs a knee right into the head of Brenda Blair. She is taking a lot of shots to the head. That is not a good thing. Angie winds her up, torturing the legs of Brenda Blair. And it wasn't even a submission. Angie gathers her up, grabs another knee into Brenda Blair. Brenda Blair laid out just about center ring. Angie Angel Guns off the top rope. There's another elbow to the chest, and here's a cover. One. Ah, just a one. Brenda Blair finding her way out of the pin. Angie starting from zero. Here we go again. Brenda Blair escorted to the ropes by Angie Angel Guns. Counters Angie. Gets away from the ropes. Locks up Angie Angel Guns. Takes her to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle, goes Angie. Brenda Blair breaks the leg over the rope, delivers a calf kick. Angie Angel Guns catches a clothesline, catches a second. Brenda Blair back in control here as a third clothesline. Angie driven into the corner. Brenda drives a knee into the midsection of Angie Angel Guns and she collapses. Brenda covers. 1, 2. But no, Angie Angel Guns forcing up the left shoulder. Brenda Blair rounds her up again. Angie whipped to the far corner. Brenda Blair moves in slow. Gathers her up, turns her around. Look at this. Yanking the arm. Again, this time from behind. Now putting the boots to the throat of Angie Angel Guns. Brenda Blair snatching the momentum away from Angie here. Angie rounded up. Brenda Blair catching some elbows from Angie, and she counters out of trouble. Brenda counters Angie. A series of shots, a double shot to the midsection. Brenda Blair sets her up, pile driver to Angie. Oh man, and she caught all of it. Brenda Blair takes herself to the top turnbuckle again. Oh, diving leg drop. Wow. That was impressive. Here's a cover. 1, 2. But no. Again, Angie Angel Guns foiling the plans of Brenda Blair, but she is starting to look a little bit more confident. Angie shoves her away, both boots. Gets back up on her feet. Rounds up Brenda. Look at this. Into an octopus stretch after a beautiful tilt-a-whirl kind of thing that she did. Referee checking on Brenda Blair. Angie releases the hold, misses the stomp, quickly taken down by Brenda Blair to one knee. Here's a charge as a clothesline. And Angie Angel Guns stuck in the corner. Brenda Blair trying to choke the life out of Angie Angel Guns. All pretense of politeness gone here. You can forget about it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Stomp to the back from Brenda. Rounds her up by her wrist. Angie catches another knee. Brenda Blair covers quickly. 1, 2, 3. Wrap this one up and take it home. Brenda Blair with an upset win over Angie Angel Guns by pinfall.
The time was 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winner, Brenda Blair.
Wowzers, that win puts Brenda at 2-for-2 with back-to-back wins over some pretty big names. We could be seeing the gradual rise back to prominence for Brenda Blair.
Yeah, definitely. Liberty Belt Danielle Heathcote returns next.
All right, coming up next, it's the return of Triple Crowner Liberty Bell Danielle, defending the Snarl Women's Championship against #1 contender, the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington.
with a 15-minute time limit is for the RWL Snarl Women's Championship.
Well, you guys know I'm all the way in for Danielle Heathcote, of course, but gotta admit, the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington, damn sure earned her spot in this matchup in that triple threat with Faye Crawford and Rockin' Robin pinning Robin to get the win, while Faye Crawford was on the outside.
And what a three-way battle it was, with nearly everyone favoring Rockin' Robin to win, but with the Yankee Rose coming up victorious, and she and Danielle Heathcote definitely are opposite sides of the All-American Girl coin.
Looks like we'll be spared that revolting display we saw from Georgia the other night at Snarl in the triple threat match with Faye Crawford and Rockin' Robin. That's brought her here tonight, and we could be just one Rocket's red glare away from a new Snarl Women's Champion. But then Georgia is facing a fully restored and recharged Liberty Bell, who's already whipped Georgia a couple of times over. Will we see the Snarl Women's belt change hands tonight? Me and all the other armchair quarterbacks say no. I think Danielle's coming back, all ready to rock. All Georgia Washington earned was the right to compete for the title.
Trust me, I've spent about 10 days away with Danielle. Well, not 10 days, but most of 10 days. She's ready to party.
Now that Kurt Angle has cut Georgia loose, she could pose a bigger threat than ever. Like you guys, I'm rooting for Danielle, cause it always makes me chuckle when she calls Georgia. A false American gets me every time.
And here she is, arriving all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after about 10 days away. One of our ladies' triple crowners, one half of American Powers, and tonight it's all about the Snarl Women's Championship for Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. She's already defended the Joyce Grable Memorial title and the ladies' tags with Patty Powers. And tonight, just has to get this one more out of the way after a good 10 days rest. And she has definitely been ready to go for some time. She spent the last couple of days training. Oh, she's definitely ready to go.
The challenger, the #1 contender from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington. Her opponent from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, an RWL Triple Crown champion, and the current Snarl Women's Champion, All-American Liberty Bell, Danielle Heathcote.
As Danielle hands off the Snarl Women's belt, you gotta notice right off the bat how very focused she seems to be. I'm sure her performance is gonna be on point tonight.
Probably looking forward to whipping on Georgia just a little.
More than just a little bit, Johnny. More than just a little bit. Well, the Yankee Rose with a big-time opportunity here as Tom Canamora rings the bell. Off we go. They lock up. Georgia Washington winds up Danielle's arm. Takes her down to one knee. Goes right back to work on the arm and shoulder. Pretty relentlessly, too. Man, she is locked in pretty good. Danielle not able to find her way out of it. Wait a second, turned it around all of a sudden into an arm bar. Not bad at all. Georgia whips Danielle to the corner. She rebounds out. Rolls up Georgia. One. Oh, man. That was a quick pin attempt. Danielle goes behind. Crucifix pin. Look at this. One. Two. Well, now. Oh, definitely. Well, told you she has been training. Kick to the midsection. Couple of rocket-style kicks to the ribs and a yank of the hair, and away goes Georgia Washington. Georgia rolls out for a second. Rolls back in. Danielle catches a kick from Georgia. Clothesline takes Danielle over the top rope out onto the floor. Here comes Georgia Washington. Danielle countered, catches a kick to the midsection. Georgia makes her way back inside the ring. Here comes Danielle right after her. They swing and they miss. Georgia whips Danielle to the ropes, ducks under. Georgia again working on that arm. Georgia catches an elbow from Danielle. Sweep of the leg from Danielle Heathcote. Kick to the midsection from Georgia Washington. Clubbing overhand right from Georgia. Georgia Washington gathers up Danielle with a handful of hair, puts her up against the ropes, and yanks her out center ring. The Yankee Rose, well aware. A Snarl Women's Championship on the line. Danielle pitched out over the top rope onto the apron. Looks like Georgia's going to bring her in the hard way, draped over the middle rope with a neck breaker. Danielle Heathcote starting to lose momentum here. That ain't necessarily good. Kick to the midsection from Georgia Washington. Spinning neck breaker. The Yankee Rose drags Danielle center ring. Goes to the cover. One. Just a one. Danielle powers out. Still face down on the canvas. Gets back up on her feet. Georgia tags her with a right. Whips Danielle to the ropes. Ducks under. Danielle counters with an elbow. Whips Georgia to the far corner. Georgia counters. Danielle whipped to the other corner. Rebounds out. Catches a stomp from Georgia Washington. A little display of arrogance here. Danielle counters with an arm drag. Gets back up to her feet. Tags Georgia with a jab. Sets her up. Neck breaker drop. Liberty Bell Danielle. Rounds her up. Georgia counters with an uppercut. Sets her up. Whoa. What a suplex from Georgia Washington. Georgia with a hard whip to Danielle. Again rebounding out of the ropes hard. Hard stomp to the shoulder. Georgia Washington gets the leg swept. Danielle Heathcote indicating to the fans in Pensacola she is A-OK. As Georgia up, hangs her up over the top rope the hard way. Danielle covers and hooks the leg. One. Only just a one. Georgia Washington powers out. Danielle misses with the basement drop kick. Georgia Washington just a step too quick. Danielle countered by Georgia Washington again. Misses with the chop. Georgia counters. Danielle misses with the chop again. Danielle Heathcote whips her to the ropes. Drop kick. Takes down the Yankee Rose. A stomp from Danielle Heathcote. An elbow across the chest. Liberty Bell Danielle rounds her up, whips her to the corner. Georgia counters with an elbow and a chop. Danielle counters with a chop too. Whips Georgia back into the corner. Turns her around. Puts the boot to the throat of the Yankee Rose. Down goes Georgia into a seated position in the corner. Quickly out of it. Danielle counters again. Running spear. Takes down Georgia Washington. She caught all of that in the midsection. She got gored like Rhino. Stomp to the midsection from Danielle. Rear chin lock. Referee Tom Canamora checking on Georgia Washington. Georgia quickly finding her way out of that one. Danielle catches a backbreaker from the Yankee Rose. Again, with a little display of arrogance here. Danielle rolls quickly out of the way. A clothesline from Georgia, followed up with the second one. Danielle swings and misses. Rebound off the ropes and a clothesline from Georgia again. The Yankee Rose rounds up Danielle Heathcote. Takes her down with a running spear. This one's getting crazy. Here's a cover. One, two. Nope. Danielle gets up the right shoulder. Georgia Washington can't believe it. But Danielle. Oh, look at this. That's disgusting. Danielle slow to get back up to a standing position. Here's a kick to the midsection. Couple of rocket-style kicks to the ribs and a pitch of the hair. There goes Georgia Washington again. Danielle countered with a jawjacker. Georgia swings and misses with the clothesline. But a little bit of do the hustle into a neck breaker. Up over the shoulders goes Danielle Heathcote. Look at this. Package driver from behind. That's pretty nasty. And there's the figure eight leg lock. Georgia Washington putting it on. Oh, she's got the back arch. Georgia really, Danielle could be in victory. She's trying to get the leg loose. Succeeds in doing it. Tags Georgia right to the face. Gets back up to a standing position. Georgia with a snapmare. Danielle counters with an elbow, gets back up on her feet. Danielle takes her down, winds it up, and there's the ankle lock. She's got it locked in, pulls Georgia away from the ropes. She is in big time trouble. Georgia Washington trying to reach the ropes, but it's no good. She is tapping out. Liberty Bell Danielle retaining the Snarl Women's Championship over the Yankee Rose Georgia Washington by submission. Let's go get the official time.
The time was 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Your winner by tap out, and still, Snarl Women's Champion, Liberty Bell Danielle.
You know, maybe it's high time Georgia Washington just accepts the fact that she's just not good against Liberty Bell Danielle, who does it again tonight, scoring a submission win over Georgia to retain the Snarl Women's belt, and looked razor sharp doing it. Great comeback match for one half of American Powers.
It's just like I kept telling Danielle, there was nothing to worry about. I knew she had it in the bag when Georgia Washington won that triple threat. It was not going to be a big deal. We still got Liberty Bell Danielle as Snarl Women's Champion. Talking about the other half of American Powers, Powerhouse Patty Powers coming up next, defending the Women's Gulf Coast Championship against Trish Stratus. Don't you go anywhere. Alright gang, coming up next, the RWL Women's Gulf Coast Championship being defended by Powerhouse Patty Powers, set to go one-on-one against the legendary Trish Stratus.
This next match, one fall with a 15-minute time limit, is for the RWL Women's Gulf Coast Championship.
And here's Patty's challenger tonight for the Women's Gulf Coast title. Trish Stratus is a Hall of Fame diva legend, veteran of both the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras in WWE, and that totally qualifies her for the Gulf Coast title shot against Patty. Patty, too, is back on track after a rough spell last month, and she's remained very consistent with her title defenses outside of that one slip she and Danielle had with the Angels of Anarchy. But that appears to be in the rear view for Patty now.
And whoa baby, here comes the powerhouse half of American Powers. A Women's World Tag Champ, the Ladies Legends Champion, and the Women's Gulf Coast title in question this evening. Patty has them all and has held on tight. Doesn't make much of a difference whether they're in a tag match together or doing single title defenses like tonight. American Powers has been extraordinarily successful for just about a year and a half now.
Both Danielle and Patty sporting pretty solid win-loss records in single competition, especially with any of those titles at stake. Boy, it sure seems like a wild schedule. They go through this every few weeks. Gotta be hard to keep up.
Oh, it is very hard for them to keep up, but they managed to keep doing it. Like you said, there was that one little slip with the Angels of Anarchy last month. But outside of that, they have been pretty much unstoppable, both she and Danielle Heathcote.
Challenger from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Please welcome Trish Stratus. Her opponent from Tampa, Florida. She's an RWL Triple Crown champion and the current Women's Gulf Coast champion, Powerhouse Patty Powers.
Dear Powerhouse Patty, in front of a hometown Florida crowd defending that Women's Gulf Coast Championship, and man, she is especially proud of that one. Like the Joyce Grable Championship and Danielle Heathcote, she's especially pleased to have that one in her possession. Referee Willie Johnson, tough as a Timex, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. All right, the Women's Gulf Coast title on the line here. The bell rings. Here we go. Trish Stratus charges, misses with the clothesline. Patty Powers takes herself outside, then back inside. Kick to the midsection, a hard right. And a slam of the head of Trish Stratus down to the canvas. An overhand right from Patty Powers. Swing and a miss. Trish Stratus catches a knee from Patty. Patty nails her with a right that spins her around. Trish Stratus counters with an elbow. Patty spins her around with another right. Has her by the hair. Boom! Hard overhand right across the chest of Trish Stratus. Powerhouse Patty all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Goes there. Elbow across the chest. Patty covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. But no. Trish Stratus powering out of the pin. Patty Powers goes to work on a down Trish Stratus. Trying to keep her on the canvas, but no good. Dragon screw. Trish Stratus turning the tables on Patty. Patty back up, locks up Trish Stratus, shoves her down. Oh man, she just rolled her over, ass over tea kettle. Huh. Patty countered by Trish Stratus. Knee to the midsection from Patty, a kick to the midsection from Trish. Another shove down to the canvas to Trish Stratus from Powerhouse Patty Powers. Headbutt! Oh wow. Patty Powers definitely exploiting that power thing that she's got going. Now trying to unscrew her head like a bottle cap. Trish Stratus getting her head beaten across the canvas from the Women's Gulf Coast Champion. Has her by the hair, has her, oh man, pitches her up and drops her down. Trish Stratus catching it again. Patty Powers. Looks like she's pretty, well, she's in the front of a hometown crowd, so she's got all the advantage in the world. Trish Stratus whips Patty to the corner. Charges. Running splash takes Patty down to the canvas. Patty's rounded up hard. Forearm takes Patty down. Trish with a stomp. And a kick to the chest. Patty Powers trying to get back up here. Trish Stratus slams her back down on the canvas again. Rounds her up, locks her up. Hard whip over the top rope, out onto the apron. Patty gets tagged with a right down. She goes to the outside. Trish Stratus up on the top turnbuckle. Goes there, big time crossbody from 10 feet up. Right across Patty Powers. Follows it up with a stomp. The referee is already counting. Hard right from Patty. Trish driven into the barricade. Patty Powers pitches Trish Stratus towards the far corner on the outside, makes her way back inside. Trash talking Trish Stratus. Referee Willie Johnson still counting Trish. Patty starts the count all over again by coming out a hard right. And a nice hip toss from Trish Stratus. Misses with the rolling elbow on the hardwood floor. I know that hurt. Well, running kick from Patty Powers, followed up with a series of stomps. Front and back. And now, oh man, pushing all her weight into Trish's back while gouging her face. Well, they're on the outside. The referee's counting. I guess it's okay. Trish back up on her feet. Counters and escapes that one. Patty Powers back up on her feet too. Misses with the chop, catches her with a headbutt instead. The referee continues to count. Trish counters with a kick, gets back up on her feet, moves in on Patty Powers. Makes her way back inside the ring instead. Here comes Patty right after her. Trish catches a right from Patty. They lock up. Trish with a kick to Patty. Patty Powers being taken to the ropes by Trish Stratus. Trish rounds Patty up. Calls for it. There's the, oh, there it is. The Stratisfaction. And there's the cover. 1, 2. But no, Patty Powers kicking out of Stratisfaction. That's Powerhouse Patty for you. Trish Stratus rounds Patty back up. Kick to the midsection and a DDT. Patty Powers on the receiving end here. Patty counters, slams Trish down to the canvas. Hard right from Patty. A clothesline. Patty Powers jogs her way up to the top turnbuckle. Trish Stratus laid out just about center ring. Trish making her way to a standing position here. Here it goes. Big time crossbody with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Well now, Shut up. Trish Stratus still not ready to give up here. The women's Gulf Coast title on the line. Patty Powers has her up powerbomb. Oh, now Trish Stratus catching the business from Powerhouse Patty. Both ladies roll out. Trish falls to the floor. Elbow across the chest from Patty Powers. Trish counters with a kick to the head. Trish again makes her way back inside first. Closely followed by Patty Powers. Hard right spins Trish around. Patty goes behind. Has her up, drops her down. Right on her butt. Trish Stratus with a jawjacker backs Patty Powers off. A hard right stuns Patty. Whip to the ropes. Trish Stratus countered by Patty with a hard right. Another hard right stuns Trish. Another one spins her around. Up over the shoulders. Look at this into a torture rack. Possible submission here. Referee checking on Trish Stratus. Patty Powers trying to rack a submission out of Trish Stratus. But no, Trish, with a couple of shots to the head, gets herself disengaged. Goes behind on Patty, nails her with a right. Whips her to the corner. Trish Stratus makes her way towards Patty. Patty locks her up first. Whips her to the opposing far corner, charges. Trish counters the running splash. Goes behind on Patty, neckbreaker. Trish Stratus determined to get that women's Gulf Coast title. Patty drives a knee into her midsection. Trish whipped to the ropes. Patty lines up the arm. Trish Stratus counters with a forearm. Trish Stratus. Here we go with the Whirlican Rana. Patty taken for a ride. Patty Powers making her way to the far corner. Trish right there to put boots to the chest of Powerhouse Patty. Patty Powers in a bit of a spot here. Trish Stratus misses with that rolling elbow again. Patty with a running boot to the face takes her down hard. Man. Patty catches a kick to the midsection. Swing. Oh, look at this quick counter from Patty Powers. A basement drop kick to the back of Trish Stratus. Rolls her over, goes for the cover, and hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Patty Powers retains the Women's Gulf Coast Championship by pinfall. That's it.
The time was 7 minutes 40 seconds. Your winner and still Women's Gulf Coast Champion, Patty Powers.
And with that, it's back-to-back singles title defense wins for both members of American Powers. Patty outlasting Trish and taking the wind out of her sails just long enough for the 3-count pinfall. The win, the Gulf Coast title, and her Triple Crown status, all in one neat little bundle. Looks like AP is back on top of things again.
And folks, when we come back, the Women's World Championship, Jeannie Dynamite and Dion the Titaness.
Tonight's extra special main event. Will Jeannie Dynamite mark 7 unprecedented years as Women's World Champion? Or will it be death by snoo time? Jeannie Parker defends the title against Dion the Titaness.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event, one fall with a 20-minute time limit, is for the RWO Women's World Championship.
All right, gentlemen, hang on to your hats. This is going to be a mammoth main event, and it is death by snoo time. Here she comes, Big D, Dion the Titaness.
Dion and Jeannie have an amicable, competitive rivalry and maintain their friendship in good standing. And despite that amicable relationship, Jeannie Parker has met Dion 5 times in the last 3 years, with 3 of those 5 matches being for the Women's World title. But to date, even Dion, Mrs. Hercules, the most powerful woman in the division, remains unable to crack Jeannie Dynamite's code for consistent success. If Dion can possibly win, possibly wear down Jeannie, she will have stopped Parker cold at 6 years and 11 months, breaking the streak and becoming Women's World Champion for a 5th run with the title.
Yep, Dion wants a whole bunch of ish for Christmas. Well, I asked Jeannie about it, and she says Dion deserves to be Women's World Champion. She's got all the tools she needs, but it is the one wish that the Jeannie cannot grant.
And what a night for Jeannie Parker. She knows Dion is an unstoppable force of nature, but Jeannie Dynamite just remains unwilling to yield to her longtime friend and associate. For Dion's part, she respects that even she, for all her She-Hulk style capabilities, has been unable to take Jeannie down. She hates that it's true, but respects Parker for her ability to defeat Dion, and Dio's inability to beat Parker. It's a weird respect thing between them. They're still gonna fight extra hard, despite their friendship, and I guess they wouldn't want it any other way. That 7-year run means everything to Jeannie, her femmes fatale, and their fans.
Check her out. Look at that little cheeky wink. The sexy soul sister of the squared circle. Oh, man. I really want her to win, man. Wow. We stand at 6 years, 11 months. It could go to 7 years or it can all go up in smoke in just a minute. We're gonna see.
The challenger from Milan, Italy, standing 6 feet 5 inches, weighing 265 pounds, Dion the Titaness. Her opponent from Richmond, Virginia, she's an RWL double champion, and the current RWL Women's World Champion, the Queen, Dynamite Jeannie Parker.
This is gonna be one rough ride, so buckle up, amigos. Believe you me, once that bell rings, you're gonna forget that these two are actually good friends. The women's world title on the block for Dion, and a 7-year streak as champ for Dynamite Jeannie Parker.
So much riding on this. 7 years for Dynamite Jeannie Parker, a 5th title run for Dion the Titaness, and a very tough match to corral for poor referee Walt Rothburn. Oh man, so much riding on this matchup. Walt Rothburn rings the bell, and here we go. They lock up. Jeannie Dynamite with the upper hand right away. Slams Dion into the far corner. Dion counters, puts Jeannie in the corner, tags her with a hard right. Starts driving those big legs into the midsection of Jeannie Parker. Oh man, a hard series of shots too. Followed up with a couple of boots to the chest. And a hard kick to the midsection. Like you said, Wally, you're going to forget these two are friends. Oh, Dion stomping away at Jeannie Dynamite. Rear chin lock. Referee checking on Jeannie, but Jeannie yanks her by the ankle, takes her down, gets herself free, locks up Dion. Has her up, drives a knee right into the head of the Titaness. Jeannie Dynamite trying to regain control here, drives a knee into the head of Dion. Dion gets out of the way of that second knee drop. Jeannie, with a series of hard shots, rights and lefts, stunts Dion, follows it up with a clothesline and takes her down on the canvas again. The women's world champion drives a knee into the head of the Titaness here. The Italian Testarossa having some problems. Look at this. Leg scissor, oh, just a knee drop. And a knee to the skull again. Rebound off the bottom rope, nails her with a senton too. Jeannie covers, hooks the leg, one. But just one. Dion. Gonna be a long haul for Jeannie Dynamite, I'll tell you that much. Jeannie moves in on Dion, drives the knee into the head again, picks up the attack right where she left it off. Rounds Dion up, locks her up. Has her up over the shoulders. 265 pounds out over the top rope and out onto the floor. Jeannie Dynamite slides out after her. Jeannie sets it up. There's the hard right. Followed up with a stomp and a kick. Jeannie Dynamite again. Oh, look at this. Driving multiple knees into the chest of Dion. Oh, man. The women's world title on the line in this main event. Jeannie Dynamite drives Dion into the apron. Follows up with a series of stomps. Dion counters with a dragon screw. Dion with a kick to the knee of Jeannie Dynamite. There's a series of lefts from Dion. A kick to the midsection. The Titaness has her up for the power bomb. Look at this. Walks her over towards the apron. Slams Jeannie Dynamite's shoulders into the apron and swings her around. The referee still counting Dion, just going crazy here. Rolls Jeannie Dynamite back inside the ring. That was vicious. Jeannie locks up Dion, has her up, but a little shift of the weight. Dion turns it around. Grinding Jeannie's face into the canvas. That stings. Elbow across the back. Followed up with a stomp to the back. Dione the Titaness follows up with an elbow drop. Jeannie Dynamite laid out. Dione rounds her up. The Titaness with a kick and a DDT. Jeannie Dynamite in big time trouble here. Dione on a roll. Another elbow drop across the chest of Jeannie Parker. Dione gathers her up. A left, a right, another left. And a headbutt. Jeannie Dynamite stuck near the far corner. Yet another elbow drop across the chest of Jeannie Dynamite. Dione the Titaness has the goozle, setting her up for the chokeslam, but Jeannie Dynamite counters with a headbutt, says, no, you're not doing that to me. Jeannie with a forearm drops Dione. Jeannie with a series of shots has Dione reeling backwards. Rounds her up in the front cradle again, has her up one more time, pitches her over the top rope and out onto the floor. Jeannie Dynamite, a bit of a powerhouse herself. Now taking herself to the outside, going back to work on Dione as the referee begins the count again. A series of driving knees into the chest of Dione. Jeannie Parker locks Dione up. Pitches her towards the barricades near the far corner, rolls herself back inside. The referee still counting Dione. Jeannie breaks this count again, starts all over. Takes herself out. Takes herself a little walk around the ring. Dione getting back up on her feet. And now they're making a beeline for each other. They lock up. Jeannie pitched halfway across town by Dione. Jeannie Parker certainly not going to appreciate that. Dione makes her way back inside the ring. Takes herself back outside the ring again. Jeannie rolls herself back inside the ring. Dione does a little bit of showing off, and that just cost her. Parker rolls her back inside, rolls in herself. Jeannie Dynamite rounds up Dione. Hard right spins her around. Dione counters with an elbow, charges, and a Hurricane Rana with a series of press knuckle punches too. Dione the Titaness. Surprisingly clever, surprisingly quick when she want to be. Off the middle rope, Jeannie Dynamite with a kick right to the head of Dione. And she is out. Jeannie Dynamite up off the middle rope. Boom! Knee right across the chest. Dione the Titaness being dragged towards center ring by Jeannie Parker. Jeannie goes for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Nope. Another 2 count. Dione the Titaness. Taking, whoa! Avoids the split-legged leg drop by rolling conveniently out of the way. Jeannie Parker whips Dione out over the top rope, back out onto the floor again. A lot of this match being contested on the outside. Dione counters, gets back up on her feet, moves in on Jeannie Parker, locks her up, sets her up, spinning neckbreaker. Dione the Titaness rounds up Jeannie again. Pitches her into the ring steps. Oh, man. Dione the Titaness rounds up Jeannie Parker. Drives all her weight into Jeannie's lower back. Rounds Parker up again. Pitches her towards the opposing far corner barricades. Stomp to the midsection. The referee continuing the count here. The count out would be a major disappointment in this crucial matchup. Jeannie Parker counters and escapes Dione. They lock up. Dione driven into the barricades, bounced off like a pinball off a bumper. Jeannie Dynamite says, stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Oh, man, wow. Think it over. Hard shot to the midsection. Jeannie Parker, whoa, Dione didn't appreciate that. Jeannie counters with a kick. Jeannie Parker pitches Dione towards the barricades. Jeannie driving knees into the chest of Dione again. And as we continue again, the referee continuing to count here. Another driving knee into the head of Dione the Titaness. And she does it again, the women's world champion, inflicting all kinds of damage on Dione the Titaness on the outside as the referee continues to count. Another vicious set of knees into the head of Dione. Dione rounded up. Jeannie pitches her into the barricade again. Man. Jeannie D Countered by Dione. Dione locks her up. Pitches her towards the barricades again by her hair. Jeannie Dynamite catches a neck breaker. Dione wasting a lot of time here. Bounces Jeannie into the barricades one more time. Dione rounds up Jeannie Parker. Takes herself back inside the ring. Jeannie Parker momentarily stunned here as Dione does a little bit of showing off. Jeannie finally shakes it off as Dione leaves the ring, comes back after her. Has her in the front cradle. And slams her back into the lip of the apron. Oh, man. Dione taken down with a leg sweep by Jeannie Parker. Jeannie rounds her up again, rolls herself back inside the ring. Dione now momentarily stunned on the outside. Jeannie slides herself back out again, starts the count all over again, catches a knee to the midsection from Dione. Dione rolls her back inside the ring, knows you can't win this match on the outside. Dione rounds up Jeannie Parker. Locks her up. This ain't good. Looks like she's setting her up for that crucifix powerbomb. Oh! Oh, man, Jeannie in big trouble. Here's a cover from Dione. 1, 2. But a near fall. Jeannie Dynamite getting the left shoulder up. Dione the Titaness having to start from 0. Rounds up Jeannie Parker. She's got the goozle, goes for the chokeslam, slopes, and she nailed it. Jeannie Parker tagged with the chokeslam, and Dione's not finished yet. Stalking Parker one more time. We could be seconds away from a new women's world champion here. Dione the Titaness has her all the way up. Power bombs her one more time. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, shut up, Jeannie Dynamite. Again. Taking 2 big shots from Dione the Titaness and still won't give up. Jeannie rounded up again. Dione catches the headbutt. Jeannie puts on the brakes. Dione puts on the brakes, counters with a forearm and a left, locks up Jeannie Dynamite, has her up in the front cradle. Jeannie shifts her weight and takes her down instead. Quickly going for a cover. That ain't going to work. 1. Nope. That trick was not going to work. Jeannie Parker rounds up Dione again, rebounds off the middle rope, flying punch. Takes down the Titaness. A stomp to the chest. Oh, another driving knee into the chest of Dione the Titaness. Jeannie Parker rounds Dione up by the hair. Here it is, the hot kiss at the end of the wet fist. Boom. Jeannie Parker in control of Dione again. All the way up on the top turnbuckle. Jeannie goes there. Double boot stomp right into the midsection of Dione. Covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2. And still no. This match has been going on for quite a while now. Jeannie Parker again misses with the split leg drop. Dione the Titaness quickly out of the way of that one. Rounds up Jeannie Parker, has her up on vertical suplex. Jeannie Parker shivered out on that one. Dione rounds her up again. Hard clubbing overhand right takes Parker down to one knee. Hard forearm takes her down to her back. Oh, man, Dione follows it up with a couple of stomps and kicks. The Titaness regains control of things. Rounds up Jeannie Parker. Rocks her up, pitches her halfway across town again. Jeannie counters with an enziguri, takes the Titaness down. Jeannie Parker rounds up Dione. A hard right spins her around. Dione counters with an elbow, charges. Again, a quick Hurricane Rana and a set of press and knuckles from Dione the Titaness. This has been a ride, guys. Dione with the goozle again. Jeannie Parker says, no, not this time. Another headbutt stuns Dione. Jeannie rounds her up. Has her locked up. Has her up. Man, drives a knee right into the head of Dione. Jeannie rounds her up again real quick. Look at this powerful one-arm slam from Dynamite. Jeannie Parker rounds her up again. And another spinning one-arm slam. Wow. Jeannie Parker off pull a senton off the bottom rope. Dione the Titaness suddenly in big trouble here. Jeannie Dynamite whips her to the far corner. A kick to the midsection. Dione seated in the far corner. Jeannie Parker putting the boots to Dione the Titaness, putting all her weight into it. And look at this, all the way up and all the way down, both knees into the chest, a little bit of bitty bomb right there. And Jeannie Dynamite. Jeannie rounded up, jaw jackal from Dione. Dione fighting back again viciously, man, wow. Jeannie with elbows to the head of Dione, rounds her up. Axe kick takes her down. Jeannie Parker again driving a series of knees into the chest of Dione. She is going to be bruised and battered after this one. Another driving knee into the chest of Dione the Titaness. Jeannie follows it up with a stomp. A basement drop kick to the back of the head. Follows it up with a stomp to the hand. Oh. Jeannie Parker takes herself topside one more time, about to go air. There's the elbow right across the back of Dione the Titaness. Jeannie Parker rolls her over, goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Shut up. She did it. Wow. Shut up and get the hell out of town. The Queen Dynamite Jeannie Parker. 7 years. Unprecedented 7 years as RWL Women's World Champion. Let's get the official time.
The time was 14 minutes 15 seconds. Your winner, and still RWL Women's World Champion, Dynamite Jeannie
Guys,
Parker.
I'll tell you, it did not look good for Jeannie Parker there for a while. That one dragged on for quite a bit, and Dione did manage to inflict quite a bit of damage, but nonetheless, Jeannie Dynamite managing to hold out against Dione the Titaness to retain the RWL Women's World Championship for an unprecedented 7 years. Ain't nobody ever done it. I don't think ain't nobody ever going to do it. And if Jeannie Parker were to lose the title next month, she will have that legacy for the rest of her life. Unfreaking believable. Just wow, man.
Pensacola, Florida, about to just blow the roof off the building. Jeannie Parker has earned her place in RWL history and locked in a sure spot as a future Hall of Famer. She herself will tell you that. Check this out. Jeannie offers Big Die. Coolness, a post-match handshake between these two incredible athletes. Jeannie says she's not the greatest of all time in RWL, but she says, the greatest right now and man alive. Did she ever back it up tonight against Dione?
All right, people. We hope you enjoyed this 2-hour Ladies Night Special as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We thank you all, as always, for your support of RWL Wrestling. Please keep the likes, shares, and comments coming. We'll be back Saturday, June 14th for the next RWL Snarl. For Wally Tex and yours truly, GB, thanks again, good night, and we hope to see you next time.